Pale skin, crimson lips, blackened teeth. In Edo, Japan, beauty was not just seen, it was performed. Every morning and night, women and actors painted their faces with a luminous white powder called Oshiroi, a symbol of elegance, refinement, and sensuality. But hidden inside this powder was a poison that slowly destroyed their bodies from within. This is the story of Edo Japan's deadly beauty craze, where fashion, duty, and mortality blended beneath the pale mask of perfection. The fascination with white skin began long before Edo. In the Heian court of the 11th century, noblewomen powdered their faces until no trace of skin remained visible. By the Edo period, this ideal had become universal, from samurai wives to tea-house entertainers. Manuals like Honor Daigaku taught that a woman's purity and virtue began with a spotless white face. But in Yoshiwara, this purity became performance. Courtesans layered powder so thick it cracked under the heat of lanterns, creating an otherworldly glow, a living doll made for fantasy. The white pigment came from lead carbonate, called enpaku. Artisans exposed strips of lead to vinegar vapor, heat, and carbon dioxide in sealed pots. After several weeks, the metal turned into a white crust, pure lead carbonate. Ground, sifted, and mixed with oil or water, it became the shimmering Oshiroi. The result was luminous, smoother, and more adhesive than rice powder or chalk. And so, even when alternatives existed, enpaku reigned supreme for over 2 centuries. By the mid-17th century, physicians began noticing strange illnesses among women and actors. They complained of fatigue, tremors, and loss of hair. Their gums blackened. Some went blind. Others could no longer speak or smile, their faces frozen in paralysis. Doctors called it Oshiroi yamai, or white powder disease. Today we recognize it as chronic lead poisoning. Yet almost no one stopped using Oshiroi. For courtesans, makeup was livelihood. Without it, they lost clients and status. For Kabuki actors, the white face was their mask, their brand. And for samurai-class wives, a pale complexion reflected their husband's dignity. Even when doctors warned of the powder's danger, women answered, "A face without Oshiroi is a face without life." To be beautiful meant to suffer. To be admired was to slowly decay in silence. Edo medicine was advanced in anatomy and pharmacology, but even leading doctors lacked tools to prove toxicity. Still, some suspected the truth. One 1830 note reads, "The courtesans of Yoshiwara grow weak, their faces pale, their hair thins. The white powder they so love devours them within." These were among Japan's earliest observations of industrial poisoning. Yet their warnings were drowned beneath layers of tradition, beauty, and profit. When Japan entered the Meiji era in 1868, science modernized, but beauty habits persisted. Even as Western doctors warned against lead, old-style Oshiroi remained popular for stage and dance. In 1900, zinc oxide was introduced as a safe white, yet the public preferred the old shine of enpaku. Only in the 1930s did the government finally ban white lead in cosmetics, after nearly 300 years of use. Even after the poison vanished, its image endured. The white mask became a symbol of memory and sorrow, haunting Japan's art, theater, and ghost stories. In yurei-ga, or ghost paintings, pale women drift in silence, their beauty untouched by time, their faces the color of death. They are the afterimage of Edo's obsession, the eternal consequence of a dream painted in white. Behind every mask lies a human face, fragile, alive, and imperfect. The story of Oshiroi reminds us that beauty, once worshipped, can become a silent destroyer. Yet it also shows how deeply art, gender, and survival intertwine. The pale glow of Edo's faces may have faded, but their ghostly elegance still whispers from the shadows of Japan's history. If you enjoyed this journey into Japan's hidden past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.